Questions?
Sure, thanks, Rick. Good win. Next game was kind of a bounce back game for our guys. We got off to a little slow start, but I thought our effort was so good that eventually we started playing better. And I think in the second half, Webster and Tulio and I think Krecklow really helped us. So happy with the win, and you guys go ahead.
Expand on that connection that Webster and Tulio have. It just seems like to see eye to eye and be able to do that in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Webster's a pass-first point guard, and Tulio loves points. That was part of our problem in the first half. We were just so affected by not scoring. But when their defense started to loosen up, we saw some gaps in there, and Webster does a good job putting the ball where only Tulio can get it. And Tulio's long, athletic, and talented, and he just finishes it. But just a good high ball screen offense, trying to use our players and what they do best. And obviously those guys are, Webster's a good passer and Tulio's a good finisher.
What did you kind of see different today to be able to bounce back?
Well, I mean, we really spent a lot of time with our players mentally and trying to get them to understand that, our expectations have changed because of the winning. And you got to be mentally prepared for that. And I thought today our guys were mentally prepared no matter what happened in the game, whether their game plan was good or their game plan wasn't good, or we were making shots or we weren't making shots, or I was yelling at them, whatever the case, just, stay locked in for 40 minutes. We had a small lull there almost the end of the first half, but I think we came back in the second half and guys were more locked in.
It's got to give you a good feeling as a coach at halftime when, even though you didn't have a great offensive first half, they only have 22 points on the board. Was that?
Yeah, I mean, that was the same feeling we had last game. That team only had 17. I mean, here's the deal. This is what our players got to understand. This is what everybody's got to understand. Okay, no one wants to win more than the players. No one wants to win second most more than the coaches. Okay, so you're not going to win in the first 10 minutes of the game or the first half, especially not the way we play. So that score could be 20-21 for the next how many ever games. That means absolutely nothing. We got to go out there in the second half, do what we do. Eventually, it'll bust open for us, and if it doesn't bust open, then we got to win a close game. So we just can't look at the scoreboard. But part of our strategy is we just want to make sure that they don't run away from us offensively, because then we can hang with the Loyolas of the world or the Illinois States if they just don't run away from us offensively.
Coach, you're talking about no one wanting to win more than the players. Obviously, this win locks up this senior class's first winning record in the Valley that they've seen. What have you seen here in unfamiliar territory for them from the senior class?
Those guys, man, they're just locked in. That their leadership has been great, and I think that they have both started to understand that you have to block out all the noise. And there are a lot of things that they've been able to accomplish this last couple of weeks that other teams hadn't accomplished since they've been here. But, we're so focused on the overall program that although those things are good for those two guys, and I'm happy for them, we're more concerned that a guy like Jared Ritter, we want to make sure he never plays a game in February that's not for first place, right? As opposed to focus on we're finally playing for first place in February. You get what I'm saying? So we're just trying to flip everything. And those two guys are part of a good culture prior to me getting here. We're just trying to take it to another level. So I mean, they're awesome kids, and I'm happy we're accomplishing everything for them. Would mean nothing more than to get a championship for those two guys.
Webster 6 assists. Your offense able to maximize the possessions you have. Is there a sense of relief after that, and just get that monkey off your back?
Well, our offense was choppy to start. And we've got to maximize our possessions because it's not very many. I mean, tonight was a little bit more of a possession game than what we had been playing in. But, if you notice, he struggled in the first half because they did a great job denying him the ball. And when he finally got loose is when we started to get some easy buckets. But I don't think we don't have any secrets. Everyone knows what we do out there. And a big part of what we do is we get the ball in Josh Webster's hands at the end of the shot clock and try to see what he can do. We turned it over 13 times, which is way too many. Kreck had 5, and he was a little wild tonight, but he played hard, so I guess I can live with that.
Any other questions?
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
What was working for you early in the second half, and you're kind of able to just take over right there?
They was double team a lot, I feel like, in the first half. Especially in the second half, we kind of opened up because we was taking a couple shots behind the arc, so I feel like opened up a little bit for me in the second half.
Ryan, getting your first winning record in Valley, just how's it feel for you and JD right now?
Man, it just obviously it means a lot to me and JD just for all the stuff that we've put in here, just to see it finally working out for us, you know, this last season. So I mean, we're not done yet. We still got bigger goals, but I mean it feels nice.
Just how much fun has this been for you especially? I just see you out there working your tail off on defense all the time. Just how much fun is kind of this season being in a Valley title race kind of been?
Yeah, it's something that like you're hitting on, we've never really been able to do before in my career. So every game just means more, and especially coming down to my last couple here, just giving it everything I can for our team, for the city, for everybody. Just try and do whatever I can, try and bring a title back.
And to get a bounce back win a day after the other day, just what was working better today?
We were just off that last game, you know, but we just kept doing what we do. We just kept attacking, we kept shooting. Like some games, your shot's falling, some games it's not. Today, I haven't looked yet, but I'm pretty sure we shot the ball pretty well today. So just one of those games, we just kept being aggressive, stuck to our game plan, and it worked out for us today.
Ryan, just talk about how tough your defense was tonight. I mean, you only gave up 22 points in the first half, even though you only had 25. But, and then maybe not quite as intense in the second half on defense. How would you describe it overall?
Yeah, definitely it's one of our points of emphasis is on guarding the other team. And we did a great job in the first half, like you said, 22 points. In the second half, you know, we're fighting fatigue, we're fighting a lot of stuff. But we just got to keep that same effort. It's tough guarding for 40, you know. But we do everything we can just to try and guard no matter what.
Kabir, you're able to come in and get some big minutes over the last couple of games and got a lot of offensive boards. Just talk about your impact on the offense and how you're just finding the ball.
It's just a mindset, you know, just trying to lock in before the game, you know, follow through the normal game routine and just, you know, just trying to, you know, be there for my guys like J Webb, JD, and Kreck, you know, their last couple of home games, and they're done. So just trying to come out for them hard and just, you know, do whatever, just try to get the win.
Tulio, what kind of went into building the connection you have with Josh up? I mean, it seems like you two are in the same page mindset every time, whether it's him driving and lobbing it up to you or other ways to help, just the connection you two have.
Well, it's basically, like I said, just playing together. I mean, of course, we both got here at the same time. And last year, he got more experience than me because he's a senior, so I'm still learning. And most of the credit goes to him because he's the one making the pass, you know. I'm the one to finish, but most of the credit I give it to them because they are able to pass the ball, you know.
Anything else for the players? All right, guys, congratulations.